Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sword, and if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and liking my video. It helps out my video and helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, as promised for my last video, today I'll be talking about the deck list for Snake Eye. So this deck list uses the Scareclaw package as a substitute to get out your Snake Eye plays. So it's a 50 card deck. You can, of course, cut it down if you want to. Some things I think some things I added just to help with the deck, just to beat out some hand traps, as well as increase the consistency of the deck. All right, so here we go. So it's gonna just talk about the breakdown of it. So we have Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eye Oak, Snake Eye Birch, Snake Eye Poplar, Flame Birch Dragon, the Diabell Star for Snake Eye, and Kurikara. So basically I included every single Snake Eye card for the archetype into the deck, and I find it really helpful for this deck. Kurikara is there just to get it into your hand during your opponent's turn when you send it away with Flame Birch Dragon. But yeah, so this is what I use for the Snake Eye package. Of course, you can take out Birch and Kurikara if you want to, if you want to thin out the deck, but I think they're really helpful. And Birch does come in clutch as well, as it can be used as an extender for your deck. I usually search it out with Ash if I already have Poplar in hand, or Oak in hand. It's really good just to extend your plays more. Then I just add 2 Divine Temple of Snake Eye. Since original Simple Spoil is now banned, I decided to just add another copy of it. This gets me more access to the Snake Eye package. And if I Diabell Star, I can send Snake Eye Ash from my field to the grave to summon it, and then I can revive it using Cross Sheep. I can revive using Cross Sheep, and then go into my Snake Eye place like that. Okay. Then we have 2 Deceptions, 1 Hollowed, 2 Diabell Star. I think having 2 is good. You could run 3 if you choose to. Then I have 3 Wanted. Just to search out your Diabell Star, and it's pretty good card in the deck as well, as you can get your resource back, and it could also give you that additional draw. It's a pretty broken card. I added these 2 cards for consistency: Bonfire to search out either Poplar or Ash, and 1 for 1. Another thing I try to avoid when using this deck is not to normal summon my Snake Eye cards. I want to special summon them, so I try to figure out a way to special summon them. Because it's normal summoning Snake Eye Ash or Poplar even, they can be susceptible to hand traps, so I try to avoid that. Next, we have our Scareclaw package. So we have 3 Right cards, 3 Visa Samsara, 1 of the Reichphobia Field Spell, and Arrival. Then for boosting consistency, I added the Reinforcement of the Army to search out the right card, so I could go into my Scareclaw plays. Having just 1 Scareclaw will be able to get you to your Banshee, and using Banshee's effect, you can either dump Ash to the grave or add Poplar to your hand. And that's how you get into your Snake Eye play. Then we have the 1 statue, for Rabbit. Then we have the 3 Infinite Impermanence, 2 Nibiru, 3 Ghost Ogre. I play triple deck Distrust. This card comes in really clutch. It allows you to search out 1 for 1, which allows you to go into your Snake Eye play. It can also allows you to get to your Dimensional Barrier, since my extra deck is full of Link monsters. I don't really fall into that. The Dimensional Barrier doesn't really affect the deck as much, so using it against like the new popular meta decks like Ryzeal is pretty good, as well as any fusion type decks or any synchro decks. So yeah, this card is pretty good to include, and that's why I main this card in my deck. Forbidden Drop was pretty broken. Triple Tactus Talent as well to start off to have a Triple Tactus Trust target. And then I have a Castira package in here. So I have 2 Unicorn, 1 Burt, 1 Fenrir, and 1 Scareclaw Castira. This is here to mainly get into my Scareclaw plays. But Unicorn and Castira Fenrir are mainly used to bait out my opponent's hand traps. Because the point of the game is I just want to have my opponent use their hand traps as much as possible. So having this Castira package allows them to use their hand trap because they have to hand trap it, or else they're at a disadvantage. For my extra deck, I include the 2 Azamina cards, the Sylvia and the Mew. Mew allows me to get to any sinful spoils, so I usually either search for Seeker or Deception, and Sylvia is an Omni Negate, so that's a pretty good card to use. I have Cross Sheep, 1 Scareclaw Lightheart, 1 Promethean Princess, 1 Veil, 1 Fire Charmer. I believe you need at least 3 Fire Link monsters. When you're using Promethean Princess, you link off into Veil, and then Veil you go into another of your link monsters. And if you resummon it again in your opponent's field, you may want to link off Promethean Princess again and send it back to the grave. So that's why I have Charmer in there. You can of course use Nightmare Phoenix as well, but I like Fire Charmer because sometimes you might be playing against another fire deck, and you may be able to use their fire monsters to your advantage. Especially if it's a Snake Eye mirror that you're facing. I added a Celine and Access Code Talker package. So here, Celine, you revive Diabellstar and go into your Access Code Talker for your OTK kills. I have Nightmare Griffin, IP Masquerena, SP Little Knight, Banshee, Rabbit, and Vicious Astrolaud. Nightmare Griffin is pretty good, especially against a deck that doesn't use Link Monster as much. During my locals, I faced a Centurion player, and I made this on my board, and they couldn't really use their Centurion effects anymore because Nightmare Griffin needs the monsters to be linked. Another word of advice I want to tell you about for Nightmare Griffin is that you need to be careful on where you place it, because usually I would have Veil out, and then I would have Nightmare Griffin point to this link marker here, but then I would have my Fenrir like all the way up onto the most left side or right side, and I can't activate Fenrir's effect. But if you have Promethean Princess in your grave, you can just, when they summon a monster, just destroy your fire monster and their monster, and then Promethean Princess will be able to point to my Fenrir, and I'm able to make it go live. So for Nightmare Griffin, just be careful on where you summon it to. But yeah, that's pretty much my extra deck here. And then for my side, I included 3 Crossout Designator, Dimension Shifter, Troll, and Lockbird. I mainly wanted to side in Shifter because this deck really loses the Shifter. So having my Crossout for a Shifter is pretty good to protect my deck against Shifter. I main the Harpy if my opponent uses a heavy spell or a trap, or is a heavy spell or trap deck. I main the Ash because Ash is not really that great in my opinion. I mean, I know that Molcharmy is out there and you need this card to stop your opponent from drawing, but you can play around Molcharmy. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as Maxi anyway. So I think I might be thinking about taking this out and putting more board breakers, like maybe more Evilly Matches or Book of Eclipse for my side deck. And then we have Lancia. I thought I might be facing Malice in my local, so I have it in there. I have one Evenly and one Dark Rule No More. These are thrust targets. And then I have one Call by the Grave if my opponent's deck runs a lot of hand traps. So this is basically my deck profile for my Snake Eye Azamina Scareclaw. So I took this deck profile to locals. I didn't win the tournament. I didn't even come in third place, but I was close though. So the matches that I had was, my first match was against Ubel, and having Ubel's ability to reflect damage on me was pretty rough for this deck. So I lost that first match. The second match was kind of like a mirror. I faced Snake Eye Fire King, and without OSS, it did hit the consistency, but my opponent also had 1-for-1 as well. So they were able to somehow bridge into Snake Eye, but this deck was still superior, and he was able to win that match against Snake Eye Fire King. Then my next match was at Tyrion. I would have won that match if it wasn't for time. That's the only reason why I lost, was because of time. My opponent dealt 500 damage. It was my turn, and my board was pretty strong. I had like Nightmare Griffin out. I had Whale out. I had Flamberge on field. I was about to go for the OTK, but time was called, so that's why I lost that match. But yeah. So so this is the deck profile. Next, I'm just going to show you a couple of test hands to show you how the deck performs. Alright, so here we have a test hand for the deck. So here we can get into our full Snake Eye combo. So let's see how it plays out. So here I will activate Foil. I'll activate its effect to tribute Snake Eye Oak, to add Hallowed Azamina. So next, I will activate Azamina. I will reveal New, and I will send off Deception and allow me to special summon it. Its effect to add another simple spoil to my hand, and I will add 150 cents. Next, I will send my I'll send my trap to the grave to special summon Diabellstar, to declare its effect, to set to the field my deception. Next, I will link up these two. Into Crush Shoot. Then I will activate the effect of Hallowed Azamina to add to hand, and to return my Mew to the extra deck. Next, I'll activate the Hallowed Azamina. I will then chain to it once. So that allows me to add another Diabellstar to hand. And then I will send my Wanted to the grave to special summon Sylvia. This activates Crush Sheep to reborn Snake Eye Oak. Next I will activate Deception. I declare the effect of Oak, send Deception and Oak to grave, which allows me to special summon my Snake Eye Ash. Then I activate the effect of Snake Eye Ash to add Poplar to hand. And then, since I added Poplar to hand, I can now special summon it. I can activate its effect to add Temple to hand. And then so on. So you go on from here with your Snake Eye combo. I'm not going to show you the whole combo because I assume that you already know the Snake Eye combo. So you would then, link off the Promethean, go into your Vlamberge, set up Whale, set up ID Masquerina, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's just one test hand. So now let's go through another test hand, and this is where we open up Visa Samsara. So first I would activate Wanted, get my Diabell Star to hand, okay. Next I will normal summon Visa Samsara. I will send this to the grave to link summon Lightheart. I would then use Lightheart's effect to search for Reichphobia. If I can find this. Next, I will activate Reichphobia, activate its effect, search for a Scareclaw monster, and I will search for Reichheart. Next, I will special summon Reichheart below Scareclaw Lightheart because of Scareclaw's effect to special summon to a adjacent Scareclaw monster or one in its column. I'll activate Scareclaw Reichart's effect to add Scareclaw Arrival to hand, and then I'll activate Scareclaw Arrival. This allows me to reborn Visa Samsara, which is acting as a Visa Starfrost in the field or graveyard. So let's summon that. Then I will link these two off into Banshee. Then I will activate Banshee's effect, attaching a material to send Ash to grave. Next, I will link these two off into Cross Shape, and then I will banish Reichheart and Samsara to summon Vicious Astrolaud. This would trigger Cross Shape's effect, special summon Snake Eye Ash. Now, let's say they Wailord or Imperm Cross Shape. Well then, you just link off again into Promethean Princess, and use Promethean Princess effect to reborn Snake Eye Ash. And you could go into your combos from there as well. And then you also, in this hand, have Diabell Star as well, so you can go into your Deception plays and get Sylvia as an Omni Negate. And, if any of the hand trap you have to protect Trust to get your Dimensional Barrier out as well.